Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to my yet another Arma 3 tutorial. If you like making missions, cinematics, or just fooling around in the editor, stick around because I have something for you today which can be very useful for doing all those things, and it's pretty easy. When making missions or cinematics, there are those moments you want to capture but you just don't know how, as placing AI vehicles and trusting them with waypoints just ain't gonna cut it. Same thing with AI infantry units. Sometimes you just need that extra flow. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Today, we'll be covering two major commands, unitCapture and unitPlay, which allow you to record yourself, or your character to be precise, while driving, flying a heli, moving, and even shooting, with the end result of you being able to play back those movements and record them with splendid camera or even better Gcam for the purpose of making a cinematic. These commands can also be very useful in mission making, giving you that extra freedom to set triggers, which will make some AI units play back your recorded path. I will not pretend that everybody knows their way around in Eden Editor, so I have simplified this tutorial in order for it to be as helpful as possible. To answer your first potential question, Gcam is a mod which I personally use to record cinematics with. It's pretty easy to use and it has a couple of options. Not to stray from the topic too much, let me know if you want a detailed tutorial. As we are going to cover both vehicle and infantry unit capture / unitPlay, I will start by showing you how to record a vehicle's path and then play it back for later use. First of all, open your Eden Editor, create a mission. For the purpose of loading the map faster, I chose Stratus. Insert a few characters, place a helicopter down, and save the mission. Note that for the first showcase, I will be placing my helicopter in the air. You'll see why. Name the helicopter Heli-1, insert a trigger with the following command, and set the activation to Radio Alpha. This is your recording command. Just copy, either from your own document or the description below, and paste on activation field. Now place another trigger and call it play. Insert the following command and set the activation to Radio Bravo. Go to your mission folder and find your freshly created mission. All of this can be done without exiting or restarting the game once. In the mission folder, you need a couple of files. This can all be done with a single notepad file. The commands in the triggers will not be able to work properly without the appropriate SQF files. So let's see what we need. First of all, we need an Init.sqf file. To create one, simply open your text document, save as Init.sqf, and click All Files. Again, you can pause the video or copy and paste from the description. Paste the first code and save the init. Now create another document. Call it waypoint1 or wp1.sqf. You can call this whatever you want. Just remember that the names with the documents and the codes themselves have to match. And save. Copy this code and paste it in the waypoint1.sqf and leave it like this. Here, in the space between, we'll be putting our code or coordinates and save. We've already set up the triggers, so we're ready to go. For those of you who don't know, Radio Alpha is called by 001. Now fly your chopper to the desired location, and when you're done, hit escape. Press F1, Alt-Tab back to the mission folder, open Waypoint 1, and in here, the space mentioned before, press Paste, and save. Go back to the game, close the editor, or close the mission, put the player character on some other dude, and press play. Now we're going to call that movement. You can see the chopper is standing still. So just call Radio Bravo by pressing 002. And here we go. The AI is replaying our exact path. For the purpose of this tutorial to be as effective as possible, I will show you how to stack multiple vehicle paths, as well as warn you of some of the problems you may encounter. First, let's put a quad bike down. Name the quad bike Bike 1. Now, just so we don't alt tab right away, we're going to set the trigger to record Bike 1. It is Bike 1, right? I think it is. In the other trigger, Radio Bravo, you need to copy this and paste it once again and change this to waypoint 2. Well, where is waypoint 2? Go back to your mission folder, create a new text document, .sqf, and save it. Again, copy, and correct the names. So waypoint 2, Bike 1, waypoint 2. Alright, and save it. Press record. You can also press play so you watch the chopper. And the chopper's rotors are dead. Open waypoint 2 and paste the movement and save. Now let's quickly see how it looks. Gonna want player here. If you're wondering why the chopper's rotors were dead, it's because I set it on the ground in the editor. Now before we can replay this, I want to mention another important thing. In your Init.sqf, copy the code waypoint 1. This is where you want to stack every path or waypoint. So if you have a third unit, enter, paste, and change the name. So waypoint 1, waypoint 1.sqf, waypoint 2, waypoint 2.sqf. We've already defined waypoint 2 and waypoint 1. So let's go ahead and check. When I call in Radio Bravo now, both the quad bike and the chopper should start moving. And there we go. What? Yeah, the chopper is good. They're all good. Alright, so this is another major issue when replaying vehicles, like cars. You look like a bunny. Yeah, you see the point. How you can avoid this? Go into the driver's seat and then press playback. Alright, so now let's move on to the infantry. Before we start, I just want to thank Ted Ho for making this possible, and I provided his script for download in the description below. First of all, to be able to record, place down a unit, name the unit player 1, and enter this command. This set captive true. If you're recording from first person and you aim at a friendly unit, this will disable the name tags. So let's see what you need to do. When you freshly save the mission, it's going to be empty. So you need all these files, and everything will be in the description below. So once you download the files, you will have all of this. Next up, you want to place one or more AI units down and enter these commands. So this disable AI anim or animation, this allow damage files. This practically makes them invincible, so when you're recording a cinematic, you don't want them just to die, you know, every now and then. The first trigger, again record, radio alpha, and this is the command. Place another trigger down, set the activation to radio bravo, and input this code. As you can see, I have two codes stacked. You only need one for one AI unit, or for one path. So let's see if this works, and then I'll explain the stacking. So start the recording with radio alpha. Just move around, shoot, roll, do whatever you want. Once you're done, simply hit escape. Now, instead of one, you have three codes. Press F1 to copy the movement data to the clipboard. Open the capture data file and paste it here. Go back to the game, press F2 and paste it here. Go back to the game again, press F3 to copy the animation data and paste it in the final line. Now restart the mission, and now we can see if the playback works. Simply call in radio bravo. Pay close attention to what happens. Disregard the guy on the road. This guy didn't shoot when he was supposed to shoot. And why is that? Well, it's simply because I have a vector, or the vermin, and he's equipped with the MX-LMG. Your recording and your playback units must match, so they must have the same weapon. So let's try it again with both characters having the same gear. He's gonna crawl, stand up, and shoot. So now everything works. I recorded this guy on the right a while back, so now I'm going to show you how to stack them. For every infantry unit you want to record and play back, you need to stack the codes in your Init.sqf file. You also need multiple capture data files and play files. So when you're finished stacking, open your play file. This is for one unit. Create another one for the second unit. And this is going to call capture data 2. So you need to add the numbers here. So this is play file 2 or play2.sqf. You need to add the number 2 here. And here and here. And you need to do this for every new play file you input. And then for that unit you recorded the path with, you create a new capture data and you enter the new capture data here for every new unit. Once you get the hang of it, you'll notice that this is very easy to do and very helpful. This is not the only method I use to record cinematics, but I'll leave that for another time. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and you find it helpful, so make sure to like, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys in the next video.